Sweet.
All right, so we're joined by my man, Brooks Hill, admissions counselor from Mississippi State University. This is your man anywhere in Madison County Schools, and he's actually a alumni of Germantown High School. And we've got Miss Kathy Evans from Ridgeland High on with us right now as well. I've got a room full here with me at Velma Jackson, and we're recording this for our friends at Madison Central, Germantown High School, and the Academic Options Center. So thank you so much. We'll let you take it away.
Yeah, appreciate it, Mr. Greg. Hey, first of all, I just want to say thank y'all for letting me speak to y'all again, third year in a row. Love doing it. I will say I'm a little under the weather today, so if I cough or if I sneeze, I apologize. I think something in the weather changed this weekend and it got me good. Happens about once a year, and this is the time. So I apologize for that. But let's get started. I know I might have already seen some of y'all at a lunch visit, or I know I went to Velma Jackson and talked to some seniors and juniors a couple weeks ago. But if you have not heard this or just need a refresher, we're just going to roll through some general information about Mississippi State. Hey, I'm not going to hit on academic majors and stuff as much as I usually have in the past. If you have questions about those, I want to talk to you one on one about those. And so I'm going to give my contact information out. Your counselors have contact information, and so I'd rather have those one on one conversations or help you schedule a campus visit, and really get more just deep on those academic majors. And so we'll kind of roll through those, but I really want to hit on scholarships and how all that good stuff works, and kind of the stuff that's coming up
Yeah.
here in the next few weeks. So let me click on here. There we go. All right, got our welcome page there. Let's go. A little bit about Mississippi State. 22,000 students. We're about 23,000 students now. That's total at Mississippi State. So um, we're the third smallest school in the SEC, so it's Ole Miss and Vandy are a little bit smaller than us. And then we are third on that list. 65% in-state students and 35% out-of-state. We're doing a lot to make that number a little bit closer. And so we're still trying to, really dominate in-state students because we care about in-state students and we want to provide every opportunity for them. We're also trying to reach out of state and say, hey, students from Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Arkansas, all of our surrounding states, trying to say, hey, like Mississippi State also has those opportunities for you as well. A little bit starting off with our academic colleges. So if this pertains to you, highly, highly recommend. Please reach out to me about the Honors College, because it is a great opportunity. One thing about our Shackles Honors College at Mississippi State, is the point of it is to get Mississippi State students out of Mississippi State's walls. That's what I like to say. And so if you're super interested in research, or doing literary research, so that's like reading the classics and doing research and all kind of stuff about that, taking trips, having really intimate relationships with your mentors, or your professors, the Honors College is for you. That's really the point of it. Now, the invitation for the membership, if you have a 30 on your ACT or a 3.75 GPA, you're going to get automatically invited. Now, if you don't have that, that is totally okay. A majority of our students in the Honors College don't have those scores. And so we still highly encourage you to apply. So you can apply at that honors.msstate.edu, down there. That is the website. For anything Mississippi State related, you can just Google like honors Mississippi State, Brooks Hill, Mississippi State, campus visit, Mississippi State. You can Google those words and it will pop up. I promise. Like the website is pretty general. It'll be the first link on Google that pops up. So anything that you want to know about Mississippi State, if you just Google it and say Mississippi State at the end, it's going to come up for you. So you don't have to type in like the exact website and stuff. So that's a little bit about our Shackles Honors College. And if you're interested, please let me know. Next, a little bit about ag and life sciences. So we have 17 undergrads, 230 faculty members, 40 clubs and organizations. So agriculture is a big thing that Mississippi State hangs their hat on, right? So you're going agribusiness, you're going ag conservation, you're going, turf management, you're going a lot of different ways that you can go into the agriculture science. We do a ton of research with agriculture as well. And so if you are we have somebody connecting right now. I don't know who that is, but that's okay. Ag and life sciences, hey, if you are into agriculture and you want to go something down that route, that is 100% for you. But life sciences goes with anything that is alive on this planet Earth. So animals, plants, anything of that nature, that is life sciences. And so that can go from anything from biological sciences to animal and dairy science, which kind of goes hand in hand with our vet school. That also goes into fashion design and merchandising because we teach from the farm to the table, basically, with a lot of this stuff. So if you're talking about, how do your clothes get made? Well, clothes mostly get made out of cotton. So what is the best type of cotton to grow? Where does it grow the best? All the way to the point of making a shirt, and designing that shirt for top designers in the world, whether that be Gucci or Prada or Vera Wang or whatever it is, right? Nutrition as well, and so we're talking about food and world hunger, and so that's a big thing that Dr. Keenum, our president, does as well, with the world hunger. So all of that kind of goes hand in hand with ag and life sciences.
Yeah, and that
Also,
would also be the geospatial program, the drones. And I know we actually have the drone
mhm.
at Madison County Career Center. If these kids are interested in that, that's a huge part of agriculture now. So I know Mississippi State's on the cutting edge of some of these drone programs for geospatial mapping.
100%, and that goes, that's unmanned aircraft, and so that's 100%. If you want to know, especially I'm missing on the word right now, but a lot of geoscience goes hand in hand with that as well, with mapping world and mapping population and all that kind of good stuff. Um, Also, a big thing that I've come across this year, if you're going to do psychology, and a lot of people think, oh, I don't want to go become a psychiatrist. I want to become maybe a family counselor or something like that. I want to deal with family science. We have family science and family planning and children education and a lot of those good things, and that goes in with life sciences, right? And so, if you're looking at something in that realm, we highly recommend that major as well. All right, moving on. Architecture, art, and design. So we're the only architecture school in the state of Mississippi. So if you want to become an architect, come to Mississippi State. Janet Marie Smith is our most known alumni. She has done multiple baseball stadiums around the world. So Fenway Park for the Boston Red Sox, Yankee Stadium, our new Dudy Noble Field, Camden Yards in Baltimore. You name it, she's designed it. And so our architecture program is very studio based, and it's also very from the beginning. So you don't start with learning how to do it on computer. You start by drawing your lines by hand. But I think that gets you a leg up into the industry when you start to graduate and stuff like that. So super cool there. Art and design as well. Excuse me. If you want to do any of your art majors, so that's like photography or graphic design or just fine arts. You start as an undeclared major your first year, and then as you go into that curriculum, you get to choose which one is best for you. Like I said, it's like that 24/7 access to studio. So all of our architecture, art, and design majors are very studio based. So it's not just classroom learning; it is very hands on. Interior design is also a part of this college as well. So if you're interested in interior design, that's where that will be found. Arts and sciences. So this is my college, and it's our biggest one at Mississippi State. So it kind of entails everything into it. You name it, we've probably got it in arts and sciences. So that's it goes all the way from communication to what you see there is broadcast meteorology, to geosciences, to all of our liberal arts majors, which is your psychologies and your social works, to all of your foreign languages, all that good stuff. It all falls under arts and sciences. And so if you have any questions about those, please let me know. You see meteorology on there because that is a big thing at Mississippi State. If you are interested in meteorology, we want you at Mississippi State. One in every three meteorologists that you see on TV now has gone to or has been trained at Mississippi State University. And so that's a crazy stat that we want that number to even grow. And so if you're interested in meteorology, please tell somebody and let them reach out to me because we want to get you in that program, because that is a number one, a great career, but number two, just a super cool opportunity. So we want to get you in that. And arts and sciences, anyways, if you have any questions, please, again, let me know. All right, College of Business. We are the oldest college of business in the state of Mississippi. And so 10 research centers, 12 key business areas. Business admin, finance, marketing, anything kind of up that alley. That is our College of Business. One thing we hang our hat on in our College of Business is entrepreneurship. We have something called the E-Center at Mississippi State University, where students get the opportunity to come in, they present their business ideas, and Mississippi State will give them money up front to start the business idea. And so whatever that is, Mississippi State will front the money and get that business off the ground. We've had multiple, very local businesses kind of start up, from anything from apparel lines to we have something called a hush puppy, which silences your cowbells. It's like a game day accessory. And it's very specific to Mississippi State. But we also have something now called Glow Pals, which is a 20 million dollar business that sells all across the world. It started with those little plastic ice cubes that light up when you put them in liquid.
Wow.
Um, and so they started doing those, and they started going to Grammys and the Oscars and doing award shows because people thought they were so cool.
Wow.
And then that has transformed now to become it's a kid's toy, and they put they have business agreements with Sesame Street and Cartoon Network and all these characters to where you can put these light up little glass cubes into characters, and now it's like a kid's toy, right? And it lights up in water, so good for bath time or students with sensory needs. It's good for them as well. So
Yeah,
that business
one quick thing on the College of Business. And I
Mhm.
know every college does a good job of this, but my brother just graduated from Mississippi State last year with a degree in business with an emphasis in HR. And the partnerships that Mississippi State has with some of those local businesses, it got his foot in the door in the industry immediately. So he's already working at Cooper Tires, the plant in Tupelo, which is right down the road from Starkville. And he'll be there for a little while, still local, but he'll be able to transfer other places in the country. So Mississippi State, I think, does a great job, especially in this business area, of partnering with these local industries to go ahead and get these graduates foot in the door and get them experience in the field right out of college.
100%, yeah. And one thing with business too is there's a ton of internship and marketing opportunities. I have I want to say 3 or 4 friends off the top of my head that I can think of that definitely had like a 6 months or a summer internship while they're at Mississippi State, and that's not required, but it's something that's just highly recommended. And Mississippi State gives you a great opportunity to do that, so that gives you that foot in the door. Foot in the door, exactly. Um, Moving on, college education, right? So if you want to become a teacher, we want you here at Mississippi State. We have great resources to do that. And also in the state of Mississippi, there's something called METP, the Mississippi Teacher Program. And so you can sign up for MET before you even go to college. And then it transfers you into a teaching job in the state of Mississippi. Now, if you agree to stay in the state of Mississippi for 5 years, I believe it is, and stay teaching in the state of Mississippi, they will help you and give you a scholarship before you even get to college. So
Wow.
it's a great program for people who know that they want to become teachers and they want to help the future youth of this state. And so we have everything you can imagine, right? So it's secondary education, elementary ed, educational psychology. Also, kinesiology is held in this college. And so kinesiology is our #1 major at Mississippi State University. We have the most amount of students in kinesiology at Mississippi State. And so much so that we are getting, we had an old McCarthy gym. That's our old basketball stadium, right? It was in the middle of our campus. We didn't usually use it a lot, kind of run down. So they tore it down very recently, and they're building a brand new kinesiology only building. So that's going to be
Wow.
kinesiology students only. And so whether you're doing anything from sports science to our CLEP or our CLEP program, clinical exercise physiology, which is what you would probably take to go to PT or OT school or anything like that. That building is going to be only for kinesiology majors. So by the time y'all, this class would be there, that building would be accessible for y'all. So super cool. So if you're interested in that, please let us know. If you're interested in being a teacher, please let us know. We also have something called the Partnership School at Mississippi State. That is the only one in the nation. And so what that is, it is a Octibah Hall school, Octibah Hall Public County School on our campus at Mississippi State for 6th and 7th graders, right?
Wow.
So our teaching majors get an opportunity to go in there and basically student teach while they're even like sophomores in college.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and so that opportunity is the only one in the nation, and so we really hang our hat on that and say, if you want that experience and be able to be in a classroom with students by your even your sophomore year in college, you come to Mississippi State and you can do that. So super
That's
cool
awesome.
there. College engineering. Hey, a lot of people know if you want to do engineering in the state of Mississippi, you go to Mississippi State. I completely agree. You see our picture right there of Dr. Keenum in one of our e-cars, but super cool. We have every engineering you can imagine, right? So if you want to talk about civil, mechanical, petroleum, electrical, biomed, biosystems, you name it, we got it at Mississippi State University. I think the biggest thing in engineering for Mississippi State, #1, is that degree When you graduate from Mississippi State, it's over a 90% job placement rate. So that means if you are going to graduate, you're more than likely going to get a job immediately out of college, right? Number two is a co-op or internship is required as part of your curriculum in engineering. And so before you graduate, you have to go, get work experience. And so that's awesome because you already are making, getting your foot in the door for that work, whatever it is. But also engineering now, we do over I believe it's $60 million worth of research for our engineering. And so the next top competitor is 6 million, and not to take a shot at Ole Miss, but they do about 6 million. We do about 60. That is about 10 times the amount of research. So if you want to do engineering and you want to do research, you want to go to grad school, and you have something specific you want to do, Mississippi State is the place to do that. And so obviously, if you know about engineering, you know about Mississippi State. So
Yeah, and I think that's a good point too, because these big tech companies that need engineers in these big cities, that could be a good springboard into that. Because a lot of these kids in Mississippi say, "Well, I want to live in Houston, I want to live in Atlanta, I want to live in New York." These big tech companies want people with these engineering, with the engineering degree and the research, and Mississippi State's a great place to do that.
yeah, 100%, 100%. Especially when you're talking about cybersecurity or computer engineering or anything like that. They want a really accredited degree, which is what Mississippi State is, nationally recognized is what Mississippi State is, and people who know that they're doing have got work experience, which you're going to get at Mississippi State University as well. So all three of those things are super cool. Moving on to forest resources. Hey, if you love to be outside, this is the major for you, right? Anything from forestry, which is a $1 billion industry in the state of Mississippi, if you did not know. And so if you want to be a part of $12.79 billion industries, I think it's up to 15 now, if I'm correct. Then this is for you. And we also have North and South Farm at Mississippi State. We have a ton of land that is Mississippi State's land that you get to go out and do your work and do your research on at Mississippi State University. And so you're going to be learning how to plant trees, learning how to grow trees, learning how to farm trees, learning how to harvest trees. All of that good stuff goes hand in hand. But also with the College of Forest Resources, if you want to go into conservation or wildlife management and aquaculture or whatever, wildlife fisheries, aquaculture, whatever you want to do, and if it is conservation based, we highly recommend coming to Mississippi State as well. Hey, if you want to become a game warden, we have wildlife fisheries, aquaculture, and / law enforcement as one of our emphases.
Yeah, we've had a few alumni do that, and they were very happy with it.
Yeah, and so if if that is up your alley and you become that game warden, we have that emphasis for you as well. So, hey, if you want to love being outside and you're kind of that guy or gal that wants to be out there, College of Forest Resources is probably the best program in the state for you for that. A little bit about vet med. Hey, if you want to become a vet, that is awesome because Mississippi State is the only place you can do that in the state of Mississippi. And so 6 hospitals and clinics. We actually have a hospital on our campus. For anybody who is a student or a faculty member who brings their sick pet to the hospital, they can use it there. But super cool opportunity. A lot of our people stay at Mississippi State all 8 years. They go to Mississippi State for animal and dairy science / pre-vet, and then they roll right into vet school. We have something called an early entry vet program as well. So if you want to become a veterinarian and you want to really dedicate time and you want that to be your career, because it is very competitive. I'm not going to lie, because it's one of the top programs in the nation, and one of the few in the SEC as well. And so if you really want to become a veterinarian, please let somebody know. Please let me know, and we want to help you do that. And we want to get you plugged in as soon as possible. So, all right, a little bit about student support at Mississippi State, a little bit about our campus. So there's Dr. Bourgeois. He's one of our dean of students at Mississippi State. But student support, so we have multiple ways that we support students on our campus. So like our health center that's open 24/7, Center for America's Veterans, which is center for not just veterans, but people who are dependents or grandchildren of our military people. Navigators and Pathfinders are kind of our people who look after our first time freshmen. So you're not going to have a stalker or anybody following you, making sure you're doing everything. But they are kind of in charge of keeping your records and say, hey, if you've missed like 4 or 5 classes in a row, they're going to shoot you just a quick text and say, hey, what's up? How's it going? Why is there something going on in this class? Why are we missing it? That kind of thing. And then supplemental instruction. So those are classes on the side or times on the side that are not required to go to for that class. But it's somebody who's gone through that class before, and can maybe teach it in a different way than the professor or the TA or the GA does, right? So it's a different way to get some instruction in maybe a class that's a little bit more challenging. Um, Obviously, athletics is a big thing. Hey, we just had a football game, got a big one coming up this weekend as well against Arizona. So, hey, if you have the opportunity to come, I highly recommend maybe scheduling a campus visit for a Friday and come and stay in for that Saturday football game.
Absolutely.
Gonna be a lot of people this weekend as well. So, highly recommend. Hey, if you plan on coming, show up and be loud. So, super cool. Obviously, hey, we're in Starkville, Mississippi. It's about 2 hours from where I'm at right now in the Jackson metro area. It's about a 2 hour drive. So, it's really not too far away, but it's far enough that if you want to do something and don't want anybody to know about it, nobody's going to know about it, so you're good. But Starkville is a great place to be, right? We got an awesome downtown area. It's building and growing by the second. They're redoing a part of our downtown right now. It's about 20,000, like I said, 23,000 students at Mississippi State, and about the same number of population in Starkville as well. So that small town vibe, but also the SEC experience, right? So concerts, festivals, events, you name it, are happening constantly in Starkville. It's a really cool place to be, and that's why I kind of stuck around for a while. So, all right, here's the most important thing for me. We want you to become a Bulldog. So if you have even 0.1% chance of, hey, I might go to Mississippi State, we want you to go ahead and apply. And there are multiple reasons for that, but my biggest reason is I hate to get phone calls in November or December or January, and somebody says, hey, Brooks, like, I want to come to Mississippi State, but I didn't apply back in September and August. I just kind of put it off and I forgot, and now I'm way behind the ball. I got to catch up, right? And we got to rush through all those processes, and it's stressful for everybody. But it's super easy if you apply now, because it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. And then if Mississippi State comes down the road, that's awesome because you've already applied and you're good to go, right? You can apply to as many schools as you would like to. Applying to a school does not mean you're going there. It's just giving you the option, right? So we want you to go ahead and apply to Mississippi State if we are on your radar of one of the colleges you want to go to next fall. So apply.mstate.edu. It is a super easy website. All we need is your ACT score, your transcript, and a $40 application fee. All right. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes. We want you to go ahead and apply just in case that Mississippi State does become your option down the road. You're not behind the ball and have to catch up and all that good stuff.
And if you have the ACT fee waiver, that would cover the application fee.
Yes. Also, the application fee is the NACAC fee waiver. That's what it's called. So if you have that, that would cover that fee waiver. There it is, on the application. I mean, besides those three things, which usually your counselor sends in your transcript, and your ACT score could be stamped on your transcript, so that comes hand in hand, right? Really, all you're doing is going in and you're doing the fee or the fee waiver and some general info. I mean, when I'm being literal, it takes about 10 minutes. There's no essays, no anything like that. So we highly encourage you to apply. So today is Wednesday, Wednesday, September 6th, right? Set a reminder and say, hey, by Friday, I'm going to knock out that application. That means you got 2 days to do about 15 minutes of applying. Super easy, right? And so that's all it takes. Hey, a little bit about our tuition. Those are some numbers up there, and those are last year's numbers. And it hasn't changed much, to be completely honest with you. But those are numbers that I want you to look at. But don't let them scare you, because I'm about to show you exactly how scholarships work and how that number is going to immediately decrease. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Scholarships. So if you look on, I guess, the left-hand side, right, it says scholarships, academic scholarships. So I say there are 3 avenues that Mississippi State does scholarships. We have the academic scholarships, which are based on your ACT and your GPA. Those start at a 3.0 and a 20 on the ACT. That's the baseline. If you're there, awesome. If you're not, try to get it up as high as you can. But the higher you go, the more money you can make automatically from Mississippi State. So when you apply and get accepted, whatever your GPA and your ACT score is, that number is going to keep going up. Okay. And that's automatic money. That's scholarship offer from Mississippi State. Going to get it. Right. The next thing is our general scholarship application. I'm about to click and see. No, it's not on here. But general scholarship application. That is the competitive scholarships from Mississippi State University. That opens on October the 2nd. And so that's the next big date for seniors who want to apply or have applied. October the 2nd is the next big date for you. And if you're applied, if you get emails from Mississippi State, we're going to blow you up about it and let you know, hey, October 2nd, that's when the general scholarship application opens. That's for all our competitive scholarships. So when we're talking about those leadership scholarships, those service scholarships right here, the performance scholarships, non-resident, all that good stuff, those are the general and competitive scholarships that are found in that general scholarship application. It is a one-time application. It's basically like putting in your resume, awards, accolades, roles you've served, all that good stuff. You put in there. Our system filters it for you. You don't have to go find all those random ones that you might qualify for, but it comes back to you and it says, "Hey, here are scholarships that you can receive, or scholarships that you can continue to apply for." And so, if a scholarship requires an essay or whatever it may be, right? So that's the general scholarship application, and that opens on October the 2nd. So that's why we kind of also want you to apply now as well. Come November or getting close to that December, because that freshman priority deadline down here for our scholarship application is December the 1st. And that is not set by me. That is not set by Mississippi State admissions office. That is set by the scholarship committee, who is a mix of advisors and professors and all those important people who are on the scholarship committee, and they are very strict about that December 1st deadline. And so we want you to go ahead and apply and get accepted so you can fill out that general scholarship application. We don't want you to miss out on any scholarship dollar that is available to you. Hey, the third way, it's kind of joined together right here, FAFSA.gov, the financial aid part of scholarships. And so, number one, loans and grants, there is a difference. Loans you got to pay back, grants you do not. Okay. And so, if you get offered a subsidized loan or a Parent Plus loan or unsubsidized loan, don't just click accept and be like, awesome, I got $5,500. That's something you're going to have to eventually pay back, right? Now, if it says a grant, like something that MTAG, MSG, Help, or Pell, you can go ahead and accept those because that is free money. You don't have to pay those back. Okay. So studentaid.gov, FAFSA, which opens on October 1, actually opens in December this year.
December this year. I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird.
Yeah. And so it opens in December this year. That is based on family income and all kind of information. I don't even know how to do it because it's new. And so y'all will probably learn eventually on like
the Mississippi Aid opens October 1st, and then the FAFSA opens December 1st. So it is two different opening dates, but everybody, no matter where you're going to school, needs to fill out both of them.
Yep, 100%. Hey, Mississippi Financial Aid Award, that's free money from the state of Mississippi. And so if you have an 18 or over on your ACT, you're going to get something called the MTAG. That's $500 for your freshman and sophomore year, and $1,000 for your junior and senior of college, by the way. MESG, if you're over a 29 on the ACT, you're going to get $2,500, $2,500 for all 4 years. Help and Pell Grants are, again, those that you need to fill out the FAFSA for to qualify, but that is based on where you live, that is based on family income, that is based on a lot of things as well. But if you qualify for those can greatly influence your college decision, because you might be going to college for free at that point. So highly recommend filling out every single financial aid form you can do. And if you have any questions about those, number one, your counselors I would go to, and number two, come to me. Especially if Mississippi State is on your radar. All right. Hail State, that's about it for me. I think I covered everything. I hope I did. Again, hey, if you haven't applied yet, highly encourage you to apply. And the next big date for you, if you've applied or are planning to, is October the 2nd for our general scholarship application. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, but I am going to throw my phone number in the chat if I can find it. There we go.
Now, while you're doing that, I did have a couple of questions, and I saw with the honors college about the PTK verification.
Yes.
There's his phone number there for anybody that needs to get it. But with we have some students that have already been accepted to some of the community colleges. And I know Mississippi State does have a great relationship with all the community colleges and have 2+2 agreements in a lot of degree programs. So, and I know you mainly focus on the freshmen, but if somebody is, dead set, I'm going to go to Hines or Holmes or East Central or wherever my first 2 years, that PTK can also mean a free 2 years at Mississippi State, and also can get you in that honors college. And it's not, and also I think it's important to realize that these community colleges work very, very well with these programs at Mississippi State, if that's the avenue they want to take.
Yeah, 100%. So Mississippi State, just like every university in the state of Mississippi, has an agreement with those community colleges. Every hour is going to transfer that you take at community college in the state of Mississippi. Everything you're going to take is going to transfer. Okay. But the way scholarships work in community college is we don't look at your high school GPA or your ACT score anymore. That is thrown out the window. It's all based on your community college GPA, and it's all based on that Phi Theta Kappa if you are part of that or not. If you serve a role in Phi Theta Kappa, like an officer or you're the president or treasurer or anything, then those scholarships can possibly go up as well. To the point of where, hey, your junior and senior year, you might not be paying tuition at all. So yeah, super cool opportunities there. But just know that you can go to the community college in the state of Mississippi, and whatever you take, it's going to easily transfer to Mississippi State. So,
Absolutely. Now, I do have a few questions from the students, and these are all seniors. The
all
first
right.
one is Kanila Banks, one of our volleyball players here. She asked, "What is the most exciting thing about Mississippi State that makes it stand out?"
Yeah, totally. 100%. I think it's the people. I talked about this a little bit yesterday at Florence High School. She said, what makes it stand out? I mean, number one, the culture of Starkville is super cool. There's no animosity between the students and the people who live in Starkville. It's just a really cool family culture that we have in at Mississippi State. But also, I think the people in general that you meet, you can go do really whatever you want to do at Mississippi State, and you're always going to have that community around you that supports you in doing that. And so for me, that was the biggest thing. And plus, it's a fun place to be. There's a lot of places that make you feel like you're at home and you're comfortable and you can go do whatever you want to, and go pursue whatever you want to go do in the rest of your life, and people are going to be there for you. And Mississippi State really gives you that opportunity. So.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point too, because we took a field trip last year to the International Festival there in April, and Mississippi State literally has people from every country you could possibly imagine, and it really was a big melting pot of people people from countries I've never met before. So it really is every type of person you would want to meet, and that's a great segue to this next question. This is Patricia Evans, also one of our volleyball players, who asked, what are some of the biggest traditions Mississippi State has, and what are some of the different student organizations offered on campus?
Yeah, 100%. So tradition wise, if you want to talk about, obviously, hey, we're in the SEC and athletics wise, like we have a ton of things to do 24/7. So whether that's sports related, or whether that's festival related in Starkville or concert related, like we have a ton of things that you can do in Mississippi State and Starkville put on every year, right? Organizations wise, especially as a freshman, there's a ton of things, whether that's student government or student association, or any club or organization you want to be a part of. We have at Mississippi State. Like I said, we have over 20,000 students. So if you imagine it, you can do it at Mississippi State University. And if you are involved in something in high school, I can almost guarantee they have it at Mississippi State, right? Um, but the other thing I was going to say about freshmen, we have something called New Maroon Camp. That's a big thing at Mississippi State. It is a way for you to get on campus and move in early, but it's a camp setting for about a week before classes start, and it's led by students who've been at Mississippi State, and it's for the students who are coming in. Great way to get connected. So highly recommend that for the incoming freshmen.
That's awesome. Well, I've got two more. This is a great question. This is Michaela Davis, also another one of our volleyball players, and she asked, "What advice would you give someone who isn't sure what they want to do when they leave high school?"
That's totally fine. Number one, don't stress. Number two, just do a little research and see what you can find out. I changed my major 3 times in college, and so it happens to the best of us. But that is totally okay right now. I would not stress about not knowing what you want to do, but also take some steps and while you can now to really figure out what that might be. You know, Usually when I go and somebody tells me that, I say you can go to each and every single one of our websites, and each one of our college and departments and see exactly what students are doing, exactly what the classes are taking, the curriculum bases, like all the good stuff. So you can see, my freshman year, I'm going to be taking this class about this. So highly recommend if you got like, maybe 4 or 5 things floating around in your mind. You're like, maybe I want to do this, maybe I want to do this. Go really look and research and see like what those are. And I know that's a boring answer. That's really the only way that's gonna. That's really the only way it's gonna figure out.
Right.
What you want to do. And if you get there and you don't love that thing, that is totally okay. You can change your major, and we'll get you on the track for you. Mississippi State, we call ourselves the People's University for a reason. We have every track that you can imagine. If you want to do something, Mississippi State has that way for you in Starkville. And so we don't ever want you to feel like, oh, I can't do this because it's not available or whatever it is, right? We have that track for you and want to make sure that you're successful in that. So, yep.
All right, it's got one more. And this is Cody Myers, member of our state championship track team here at Velma Jackson. And he asked, when it comes to applying for scholarships, how much do student activities in high school really matter?
100% they matter. I say put everything on your general scholarship application up until like sixth grade. Like really fill it out because that goes to our scholarship committee. And if a person on the scholarship committee, whether it be a faculty member or a professor or anything, can make a connection with something on your scholarship application and say this student deserves a scholarship, that is for the best. So whatever it may be, I would put it on there. And really define what it is too. Like, if somebody says I'm a let's say an FCA, student member, right? That's an awesome thing, but somebody on that scholarship committee might not know what that is. So highly recommend if you say like, "Hey, I've done this," go into it and elaborate a little bit and tell them what that did, like what you did exactly in that role or why did you win that award or whatever it is. So
All right, well, we're almost out of time. I was just seeing if Miss Evans had any questions over from her bunch at Ridgeland. And I appreciate you joining us again, especially not feeling well. But the main thing is, in all of us at Madison County Schools, this is your man for Mississippi State, and he had the QR code on there for you to scan. Go ahead and get that information. But before we go, tell us why they should really consider coming to Mississippi State.
yeah, 100%. Like I said, People's University. If there's something when you want to do, Mississippi State is going to help you get there. And we're going to make sure you're successful. And also, if you want to be around awesome people and have a great experience in college, all the way from the SEC game days to meeting your best friends, like we got it all. So I really think that's it. And hey, if you need me, last thing, I put my phone number in that chat. And if you need me, the counselors have my phone number as well. Hey, if you have a quick question or whatever it is, you can email or text me. But if you want an immediate response, just shoot me a quick text. I'm not super formal. I don't have to go through the avenues and stuff like that. So just shoot me a quick text. Say, hey, it's so and so from this high school, and I'll get right back to you. And it'd be super easy. So I appreciate y'all, having me this afternoon. Let me know if I can do anything for y'all, and y'all have a great one.
Appreciate it, Brooks. Brooks Hill, Mississippi State University, Hell State, my man.
Hell State. Have a good one.
See ya.